illustration to kind of highlight his point. He says the bridegroom is the one who gets the prize. He gets the bride. But John says, I'm not the bridegroom. I'm not the Messiah. I'm not Jesus. I'm the friend of the bridegroom. So John the Baptist is kind of like what we would think of as the best man, right? He says, the friend of the bridegroom who stands and hears him rejoices greatly at the bridegroom's voice. Therefore, this joy of mine is now complete. So we can understand that to a certain degree. In our wedding ceremonies, we normally have a best man, right? Although for us, the best man doesn't normally do a whole lot anymore. He kind of stands next to the groom during the wedding. He might give a toast. He's probably a very good friend of the groom, but he doesn't do all that much. It's more of an honorary title. But in ancient Jewish weddings, the best man had a little more of a function. He was a little more involved in that. He was kind of like an assistant to the groom. He helped out with the wedding. He made sure everything went well. And John makes a very specific reference here. He says that the friend of the bridegroom is standing, hearing, and rejoicing greatly at the bridegroom's voice. So what's he talking about here? He's talking about one of the roles of the best man. So, kids, close your ears for just a minute. Owen and Ethan, you can listen to this. But in an ancient Jewish wedding, they actually couldn't celebrate until the deed was done. Okay? Once the groom went to steal away his bride in the middle of the night, he would take her back to his father's house. He had already prepared a bridal chamber. So he took her there, they went in, they closed the door, and they consummate the marriage, right? Okay. So we kind of have it backwards here in America. We have the reception and the ceremony and the party first, and then if you're still awake and have energy, you know, you can do the deed after when you're all tired. But the Jews did it right. They kind of did it backwards from what we did. But they didn't actually recognize the marriage until it was consummated. Kids, you can open your ears. So that's when the bride and groom actually had something to celebrate. So they were both happy, they were satisfied. Disgusting pun intended just for the moment there. But what the best man did, okay, the best man stands outside the door of the bridal chamber. Do you know what's coming? Have you heard this before? Okay, you're smiling big. The best man stands outside the door of the bridal chamber and waits for the voice of the groom. He's waiting for the groom to knock on the door and say, "We did it." It's kind of awkward. I mean, I don't think I would be okay with my best man standing outside the door during my honeymoon. That would be just weird. But that's what they did. And that's what John's talking about here.